BrewskiBets is struggling, guys. It's struggling in multiple ways, and we're gonna talk about it. And that is that. Well, one, I filmed an entire video already once. And let me make sure on this. Yes, yes, there is sound to my voice this time. I did not have it set to my microphone. Apparently, somehow that got changed, and so my entire video was trash. And so this is me attempt two on a different day. I'm much more tired and less enthusiastic this time. Um, but that's just where we're at. It's been a long day, and this is the end of the night, right before next week's card that I gotta make another video for here in a minute, because I'm committed now that I'm I'm doing this right, and I'm not gonna let it hold me down. We're not gonna let the little hold ups, in new time video editing and video making and terrible betting strategy. We're not letting that hold me down. Okay, we're coming back from this. Um, and to be honest, this is where there's positive things to say on this last card. UFC 328, Chimaev versus Strickland. I made money. Not a lot of money. I made $11, but I made money. The way I made money is the problem. It's not sustainable, and that can't continue. The way I made the money, we're going to talk about that. So let's get into that now. We're going to start with, we're going to take you on a walkthrough of this card with me, how it was going for me, right? Well, here's the first bet I made. The absolute first bet that I made, like when I read the card, did all of my research, and I was my most confident bet. It was Joaquin Buckley. So that's how my reads are going to be for the night. But that's not even how it went. Is the sad part. I had some really awesome reads. I just bet terribly. All right. And here is bet number 2. 3-pick parlay plus 202. A loss. And look at those beautiful starts. The Pat Sabatini green check mark. Jose Ochoa green check mark. Jose Ochoa looked excellent out there. He was piecing Clayton Carpenter up just like I predicted. I said if Clayton Carpenter could not get him to the ground, that he was fucked. And he was. And that looked great. And Jose Ochoa, I'm excited for his next fights. And Clayton Carpenter, you have a chin of steel and a heart of a lion. A lion out there. I did think you were going to go down, but you never went down, sir. That was impressive. Pat Sabatini. It was a terribly boring fight, but damned if that man is not consistent. So consistent. He does the same thing every fight, and you know what's coming out of him. And unless the person can stop him from doing what he does, they're gonna lose. Pat Sabatini wins by fence holding. Jared Gordon, no bet list. He's on the no bet list. We're not touching him anymore. This was an assured thing. This is my minus 325, my easiest leg of the parlay. He disappoints again. He said bad thing about bettors in the past. I shouldn't have trusted this asshole. Goodbye, Jared Gordon. You will not be bet on anymore. Then Jordan Santos on the next one here. So this is the one that I split my money up in a way that I thought I was not going to be losing money. Jordan Santos money line, and what I predicted on this fight. I said Baisinger Susurkayev is going to need to take Jordan Santos down and submit him if he wants to finish this fight, because Jordan Santos on the feet is going to be able to hang with him. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to knock him out. He's somewhat slick, and I don't think he's, going to outclass him completely on the feet. And there it was. He did it for 2 rounds. He didn't look terrible. He was probably beating Jordan Santos on the feet, but He was not knocking him out or getting him out of there in any way. So he did what he needed to do. He took him down in the third and got him out of there. And while we're going over the Baiseng or Susukaya fight, might as well put up the parlay that I said was going to, for sure, not lose me money otherwise. I was so sure. And that is this one right here that I lost money. Hamzat Chimaev. So what I'm learning on the night is 3-leg parlays. Yeah, at every leg, your probabilities are going down. And so I'm going to try and cut that down on my next card. And in general, I want to keep my parlay legs down. I don't need to be making a lot of big leg parlays. If I'm going to do it, I might do one lottery ticket a week. So we're taking something from this, and that's a positive for the channel, all right? But it was very bad beats to my otherwise good reads on the card. This is one of my, this is the good bet that I made on the card. This is my only bet that I made pre-card happening. My reads during the week where I place my bets before the card actually happens, so I don't make any bad BrewskiBets, right? This one went well, right? Joshua Van looked excellent out there. He did not get taken down. He was boxing him up. Tyra has, again, this is another heart of a lion situation. Holy moly, that guy took a beating and continued his game plan and even got Joshua down a couple times, and I was pretty darn impressed. Tyra definitely has a lot of potential, but Joshua is the champ for a reason, even though it was on a fluke takedown. Waldo Cortez Acosta losing me money as well. Alexander Volkov, he is so fucking long, and he is, in my opinion, the best long-range point fighter in definitely the heavyweight division, but potentially all of MMA, or at least the UFC right now, because he knows how to use every inch of that length to keep his opponents at bay and to take the fight to how he likes to win it. And it might be point fighting, but it is a way to win the fight, right? Acosta lost, okay? Jose Ochoa submission. Well, it was a little flyer. I threw out there 250. Boom, there's a loss. The win here, what do we have? We have lots of losses, right? That's what we're seeing so far. Loss. Joshua Van win, but that's way on. That's down the card, right? So I'm feeling pretty bad about myself at this point in the card, right? And so then we get to Matus Rebecki. He's down in the first round, but I still think there's a chance. I had a read on him initially on potentially being able to hold on, and this was an emotional plus 250. He's going to do it. He's a Viking. He's going to knock him out. We continued the loss streak and we moved on. And then it all started to turn around with my man, Yaroslav Amosov. Put this in as the walkouts were happening. Look at the timelines on this. 8:12, 8:17, 5 minutes before I was looking at this. I was feeling terrible. I was a couple in and enjoying myself at the same time. And I'm placing all the rest of the money on it. All the rest of the money on his money line for one. I thought 40 on the money line. Then it's at least, I'm making a little money on this if he wins, which I felt super confident in it. And then we put a little on that submission, and we're right back in the card, baby, right back in it. Okay, so I'm feeling good at this point. He hits these, and we're going, and then boom, Atiba Gautier on the next one here. I call the round two. Okay, I was just what I called there, Ozzy Diaz. I said he's gonna be able to not get fucked up in the first round. He's good enough to stay alive for the first round, and he did. And then he got fucked up. Jeremy Stevens. I was just feeling myself. This is again. I'm making live bets at this point. We're just throwing money out. There's other rules. They're out of the window. I am not following them. And that was a terrible bet. He didn't look good in there. But I thought there was a chance, and if there was a chance, we're going with the knockout. This is continuance of the Joshua Van bet. I you put 20 whole dollars on him. In the moment, I put an extra 10 in there. Couple more flyers on Joshua Van at 250. Look, 2, 3, 4. When does he finish, Tyra? Round 5. And then finally comes Chimaev. I'm tired as fuck. This is going terribly in terms of collecting my thoughts, but we went through the card. We went through the bets. Last but not least, the BrewskiBets tracker. We have made a little bit of money on UFC right now, right? It's keeping us above. We made some losses on NBA and MLB. Some bad choices. We talked about those previously. We're not going to make those bad choices anymore. But we're scraping by, okay? I need some positive momentum because I'm on a 3-card scary streak that shouldn't be happening, and I know that. I think we're gonna do better on this one. I've got some bets cooked up already. Not already because it's fucking pretty. It's Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I've had a long day and I'm tired.